everyone. Thank you so much for all of the warm welcomes that you've given me. I'm Kristy White, and I'm very excited to be with you today, to be your new principal, to be one of your new leaders on campus, among what I've heard are so many other great leaders that I am so excited about getting to know. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am about to celebrate my 20th anniversary with my husband Ryan. He is also an educator and a musician as well. These are my two daughters that you see here. This is Hannah, who is 13, and Sydney, who is 9. And just a little bit about my background in education. I spent most of my time as a 5th grade science teacher, as well as some time in special education and a special programs coordinator. But enough about myself. I want to talk a little bit about the other leaders that are here on this campus that have made this school what it is today. I've heard that there are quite a few people who have worked here for a number of years, and so I'd really like to get to see the faces of those of you who have put many years into this school, because I know the value of that and how a school can't be what it is without the people who are within it. So if you have worked here for more than 5 years, would you stand up? Okay, how about over 7 years? Would you stand up? Or remain standing, I should say. How about 9 years? Wow, 11 years? There's still 3 of you left. How about 13 years? Okay, well, as you all know, Nurse Summers has worked here for 15 years. And I've actually had a chance to visit with her some, and she is such a kind woman, and you can tell that she just really has a heart for the students, and they are just so lucky to have her as their nurse on this campus. I wanted to find out from some of the teachers what she is known for. So I asked them what she is known for, and this is what I was told about Nurse Summers, that she is an advocate for all students, that she has never turns a student away, and that she has always had a student's best interest in mind, and she always has a smile to offer. Now that is Nurse Summers' legacy. That is what she is known for, and I'm sure that that will continue over the years. And so when she chooses not to be our school nurse anymore, this is the legacy she will leave behind. Have any of you ever thought about what your legacy will be once you choose to leave education? I know I have. I thought, how do I want people to remember me after I leave education, if I decide to move on from the school even, or just when it's time to retire? And in my mind, I thought, I want to be known as a servant, someone who chose to serve others, to serve the students, to serve the teachers, and to serve the other people in the school. I want a student to remember me as, the principal who was willing to stop and give them a hug and listen to their story about what they did this weekend. I want to be known as the principal who teachers could come and talk to if they just needed help with a difficult student when they didn't quite know how they could relate to them and how to reach them to help them to learn. Or just a principal who was willing to give the front desk ladies a pat on the back when they really took the brunt of some parent front frustration, because we know that they are the face of our school, and they are so very important to just being the greeters and the first face that everybody sees when they walk in those doors. And so my question is, I wonder if you think about what your legacy will be. Well, I feel like I've been placed here, like I said, to serve, and that's my why. That really is the reason I'm here. That's my why. So what is your why? Have you ever thought about that? Like, if you're a nurse here, why? If you are decided to be a teacher, why? If you are one of our custodians, why? Why have you chosen that? And then my next question is, what is our school's why? I think it's really important that we know why we do what we do as a school. Why do we meet here each day? Why do we all come together? Why do we let all these kids in? Why are we a school? Well, I wanted to share with you the 3 most important whys that I believe a school should have. 1 is to build character in children. 2 is to provide education for our community. And 3 is to facilitate learning in our classrooms. So those are our 3 most important whys. Now, if we know what our whys are, the next question is, how? How are we going to develop a school that represents these priorities? If these are our priorities, if these are our whys, how are we going to create the school that represents these whys? Well, what we have to do is we have to filter everything we do through a lens. It's a lens that helps us hone in on those things that truly represent our why, and the things that don't, we choose not to do them. There are so many great things that we can choose to do out there, but the things that are going to be most important are the things that match our why. So that means that we are choosing things to help us to build character, choosing things that help us to provide better instruction, choosing things that help us to facilitate the learning in our school. So let's take one more step forward and let's look at the what. So we've looked at our why, we've looked at our how. Now the question is, what are we going to do? So let's just talk about some different things that we could do in the classroom, with staffing, with our learning community, and with our daily schedule that can tell us what we can do that tie us back to our why. So in the classroom, if you think about character, verbiage is really important regarding character. If you see a student who steps up and decides that he's going to be the first one to do something, then you say, wow, you showed great leadership. Way to go. Or if maybe a student is not making the right choice when you've stepped out of the classroom, when you pull them out to talk to them in the hall for a minute, you say, I really need you to show integrity. That means when I have to step out of the classroom and I'm not looking, I need you to make the right choice. Another thing is, in the classroom, we want to use rigorous instruction. We want to make sure we're using our best practices to really help to provide that instruction that's going to be needed to help our students to be successful. Another thing in the classroom is using restorative and relational practices. So if we want our students to be learning, they have to be in the classroom. And if you have a kid who really just doesn't like to make the right choice, if you have not taken the time to develop relationships with your students, you're going to have a really hard time redirecting them. We don't want to build relationships just to redirect students. We want to build relationships because we care about them, and we want them to know that we care about them. But that's what allows us to redirect students, is when they know that we care. And then when they make a bad choice, we can say, hey, I know you can do better than that. I expect more of you. We can get them back into the classroom and continue to teach them, instead of having them sitting out in the hallway or down in the principal's office. That doesn't lead to instruction. Let's talk about differentiating instruction. If we want good instruction going on, we have to be able to reach the different kids on their level. So we need to be able to differentiate our instruction. Now let's look at staffing. So with our staffing, we're talking about character in the classroom. Character coaches are a wonderful thing to have. It's someone who can be there to pull a small group of students. If they're having some struggles, they can, in a way, can act like a counselor, but they can work on their character. There can be an extra class period in addition to art or music where they have character. So it's a character education time. In addition, for staffing, having instructional coaches, if we're asking you all to really provide that rigorous instruction in the classroom, you might need some help with that. You might need some help learning how to do that. We want instructional coaches there for you that are helping to teach you how to be a better teacher. We all have something new to learn. We can all learn to be better at what we do, and we want to help you with that. And that fits within our why. If you look at our learning community, there are things that we can all teach each other. Just like I said, we can all learn something new from each other, and we all have something we can teach someone else. So we need to value that we are part of a learning community. Our students are learning and we are learning. Each one of us needs to be willing to learn from each other, and to be willing to help and teach each other. And in addition, when I was speaking about our restorative practices, we actually have a continuing education that's set up. We have a professional development that's already arranged for the spring. So we want to help you all to learn how to create those positive relationships in the classroom that will allow you to continue to teach. Let's look at our daily schedule as well. If we want to make sure that learning is of the most importance, then we are going to be arranging for parent meetings to happen at a time that it doesn't disrupt the learning. We're going to be organizing the schedule, the lunch, the athletics, things like that at times that are the most, that will work best with our instruction, where we don't have to cut blocks in half in order to get the kids to lunch or to get the kids to athletics or to their specials. So we really want to look through that lens in order to organize our daily schedules. So, you know, what I've really done here is I've put a vision in front of you, a vision for what our school is and what our school can be. Because what our school is and can be is a community of learners that strives for excellence in character and academics through rigorous best practices-based instruction for all of our stakeholders. I think it's really important for us to all have a shared vision so that we know where we're going. And that's one of the ways that I want to help to serve you, is by helping you to see where our school can be. I want to help you to see what a vision for our future can be, because that allows us to stand behind our why. We need to know why we're doing what we're doing. You know, we talked a lot, or some at the beginning, about legacies. You know, we talked about Nurse Summer's legacy, and I shared a little bit about what I want my legacy to be. And, you know, in the end, for me, if when I leave here, or when I leave just my stint in education, I can be seen as someone who really served others, who helped others, who encouraged others, and who challenged them. And if I can say that I made a lasting difference with just a few kids, then I can say that I wouldn't have left the legacy behind that I had hoped for. So thank you so much, you all, for all of your time here. And I really, truly look forward to getting to know each and every one of you. Here's my contact information and my room number. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time. And I look forward to getting to know you all. Thank you.